I think about this, and what about this internet thing? Do you know anything about that?
Sure.
What the hell is that exactly?
Well, it's become a place where people are publishing information.
Right.
So everybody can have their own homepage. Companies are there, the latest information. It's wild what's going on. You can send electronic mail to people. It is the big new thing.
Yeah, but you know, it's easy to criticize something you don't fully understand, which is my position here.
Go ahead.
But I can remember a couple of months ago, there was like a big breakthrough announcement that on the internet or on some computer deal, they were going to broadcast a baseball game. You could listen to a baseball game on your computer. And I just thought to myself, does radio ring a bell?
Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Thanks for taking time as always to come by. It's Dylan here with another update for you guys. Now in this video, I wanted to take some time to discuss a company that is going to be already is massively connected with many global players. Now, the purpose of this video, if you're watching this channel, I try to keep my content focused on more crypto beginners and folks that maybe not even are getting into the space yet, but I make this content so that folks that are newer to the space can understand fundamentally what something is, the different breakdowns of different companies and projects. And if you are already a veteran to crypto and you're invested in what we're about to discuss, awesome. Maybe you've learned something new. There's always something new to learn when you're doing this research and you're looking into mainly just determining what are going to be those assets that survive multi-year and grow to become very large integral parts of our global system. And Hedera is that company. Hedera is one that definitely belongs, in my opinion, not financial advice, belongs in anybody's at least top 10 portfolio. It's foundational, it's crucial, it's doing a lot, and it's making a lot of progress in the space. So without going further into that, let's dig into this. And we're going to talk about what this is. So today, we see it's all over the crypto Twitter that they just recently, Hedera broke 2 billion transactions. So that's really big. That's actually insanely, it's actually larger than any other network. So I actually have this really cool infographic. Shout out to Zepsy on Twitter. You can see right here the amount of transactions, wrong infographic there, the amount of transactions as of November 7th, this infographic is a little bit behind. You see right here, they were almost at 2 billion back then in November. They've already broken through that. So larger than any other system out there. Any other network, Ethereum doesn't even come close to it, So they're doing, and their technology is more advanced than pretty much anything out there. And what's important to know is that Hedera is not actually blockchain. So you see a lot of people talking about blockchain, and the reason why they're more advanced is that they actually are way more efficient, they're more scalable, and they're going to be able to get to the point where they have just an infinite number of transactions. So what exactly is it? And side note before we dig into that, actually, you can look at all this on dragonglass.me. I'll leave a link to all of this in the description. As always, smash a like if you like to see the links in the description like I do. So you see right here all the total number of transactions. You can even verify. We won't go through all of this because there's a lot that I want to cover, and there's so much to do with Hedera. I mean, you could talk for hours and hours and make a lot of different videos on it. So this is a project, or a company rather, that they are, like I said, they're doing so much in the space. And one other thing I wanted to get at is that a lot of people are kind of giving them grief lately that, oh, there's not been a lot of price action. It's not doing anything. I mean, it's being slow and it's going up and down. Listen, I totally get that. I get it. But this is not one of those that you're really going to see something happen just you're not going to see something massively happen just immediately. Not always when you get in and when you invest in these types of projects. Hedera, they're not really going after retail. They're going after enterprise. They're going after folks that, with these types of companies, when they form their partnerships, they don't just announce it until things are firmly and solidly in place. So they don't. Could they use more marketing? Yeah, they could use more marketing. That's been one of the criticisms lately. But just what they're trying to do and essentially becoming just a superior layer one in and of itself. And we'll go over some of the partnerships here in just a second. But this is one that, right now at 29 cents, it's just laughable. Now, to be completely transparent, I first started getting into Hedera not down here. I know some people watching this, maybe they get into it a lot earlier than even I did. I got most of my initial positions were back in May and June, because I remember I bought it and then it actually went down lower. So I was like, well, that's great. And then it spiked up right when it was right when it was listed on KuCoin. I want to say that was right in the middle of September. It went up to 50 cents. So you see here the price action. I mean, it's been kind of all over the place here. There, you can see on right after their announcement, we had a nice pump from that, and then ever since that, it's just kind of, it's not been going up. But I look at something. I look at this for long-term and what they're doing, like I said, for the future. So let's actually just dive into this and right straight from their website. Again, if you're watching this and you may not be familiar with Hedera, or if you're in crypto and you've not heard of them, though I find it hard to believe that if you're in crypto, at least you've probably heard of them. Hedera is awesome. Let's dig into just a really brief overview, and this explains it beautifully of what they are if you're kind of unfamiliar with it, and we'll keep going.
Hedera Hashgraph is a public distributed ledger that maintains the highest standards of performance, fairness, and security for decentralized applications at internet scale. Hashgraph is the underlying consensus algorithm that achieves high performance and absolute finality. So how does Hashgraph actually work? Suppose we want to create a type of auction that, unlike traditional auctions, is able to operate without a central authority controlling and managing a ledger of transactions. Instead, we want all participating parties to publicly maintain a distributed ledger on their computers, which we call nodes. We need a way to ensure that every node can reach consensus on the current state of the ledger and the exact order of incoming transactions. We also need a way to ensure that bad actors cannot inappropriately manipulate the system. Within the Hashgraph framework, the nodes share information with one another via a gossip protocol, such that news of new transactions spreads through the community quickly and with
So you see here, I'll pause it real brief. You see here, this is actually a demonstration of kind of how the Hashgraph consensus model works. Whereas like blockchain is slow, it's block by block by block. You see right here, Hashgraph, you're able to, each one of these little chunks are just like data validations. They use this as just like an example, and it's a lot more efficient, and it's a lot faster than just a first generation Bitcoin or Ethereum, any of those slower systems.
Resilience to any small number of nodes being offline. To share transactions with the community, a data structure containing a payload of those transactions, a timestamp, a digital signature, and 2 hashes pointing to earlier gossip structures is created. The sharing of this information is a concept unique to Hashgraph called gossip about gossip. The nodes are not just sharing what, they're also sharing who and when. This trail of information means each node knows what another node knows, when they found out about it, and who they found out about it from. This allows the nodes to locally engage in a virtual voting protocol unique to Hashgraph. Without communicating with one another and consuming bandwidth, mathematically rigorous voting algorithms are used by each node to agree on the order of transactions, and so how to apply them to change the state. In order to achieve a decentralized market, we need the ability to order ultra-high transaction volumes in real time. Only Hashgraph can guarantee performance, security, and fairness for these types of distributed.
All right, so you see that is just a really brief overview directly from them. It gives you an idea of what it is and why there is so much potential here, and why at 29 cents, I believe that this is a great opportunity. Their consensus model is second to none. You see here, it's the only public ledger, and it's important that we emphasize this, that Hedera hashgraph is the trust layer of the internet. That means that in this new Web 3.0 infrastructure where you own your data, it is important that someone like Hedera, this public decentralized trust layer, it allows for folks to transact a lot more efficiently, a lot quicker, and without having to worry about counterparty risks. So that's why it's important that it's public, and it's the only one that uses hashgraph consensus. You see here a faster, more secure alternative to blockchain consensus mechanisms, and a lot greener. Hashgraph, created by Lehman Baird, and I've seen several interviews with him. He's a very, very intelligent individual. Hedera's co-founder and chief scientist works efficiently to verify transactions while ensuring the highest standard of security to prevent malicious attacks. Hashgraph achieves high throughput with 10,000 plus transactions per second. And the cool thing with Hedera is that they're actually moving to being able to allow sharding. What that means is that it will essentially create an entire new segment of the hashgraph master, data validations, and it allows the network to scale a lot more efficiently to really an unlimited number of transactions in the future. But that's today, and you see the low latency finality in seconds from its innovative gossip about gossip protocol. So I'm like, this is just already for what they're doing. We'll go over who they're partnered with now, but it allows for you to access their network, their public ledger, and there's not a way for a malicious actor or a negative participant, what's called a Byzantine actor, to be able to come in and hijack the network or input malicious information that's not 100% accurate. So they're doing a lot to it. They have a lot of use cases. Now, again, this video would be very, very long if we went into every single tiny use case. So I wanted to go over some main takeaways more now that we kind of understand what it is. What does the token do? Because anything that I'm investing in, especially like at least with a stock, you're like, well, I have ownership of it. What does the token do? What does a coin token do? Because arguably, a lot of the 16,224 cryptos currently are probably, not all of them are going to be, probably a good chunk of them are not good, not reputable, probably don't do anything. So why do we need to own some of these tokens? What's the point of it? Why do I need it? Can I just trade my fiat for it? Well, there's a role for the actual tokens. HBAR is the native energy efficient cryptocurrency of the Hedera public network. HBARs are used to power decentralized apps and protect the network from malicious actors. It's network fuel. Right? Developers use HBAR to pay for network services such as transferring HBARs, managing fungible and non-fungible tokens, which, by the way, they're going to be a huge player in the NFT space, and logging data. For each transaction submitted to the network, HBARs are used to compensate network nodes for bandwidth, compute, and storage. So they do a lot of stuff. You have to have them, basically. And it's also network protection. The proof-of-stake public network uses HBARs, which are staked, or proxy staked, which is coming soon. So you'll be able to, if you don't have enough HBAR to, say, run a node. And I don't know off the top of my head how much you need to run a node. But if you don't have enough to run an actual full-on node, you can actually take your HBAR and you can proxy stake it. So basically you are giving your tokens, you can put them with somebody else, and you can earn a percentage, APY, of your HBAR. Well, that's amazing. That's not actually out yet. That will be announced soon. But they are governed here. You see here, Treasury Management Report. I'll leave a link to this if you wanted to see it. Their governing council. This is a really cool feature here. You see here, there's 39 highly diversified organizations that lead the Hedera network. Each council member is committed to network innovation, stability, and its continued centralization. So you see right here, they're owned and governed by the world's leading organizations. These are all massive, and all 39 of them have not been announced yet. So you see here on their website, you can actually, Hedera.com Council, you can see some of these names. Avery Dennison, They're in the materials sector. They're partners from all over different sectors. You see Boeing here, industrials. We got Chainlink. We got DBS, which is a massive financial player. We got Dentons. We got Dutch Telecom. We got DLA Piper. We got EDF. We got FPOS, FIS. We got Google on here. We got IBM. We got LG. We've got other even banks here. Shinhan Bank in South Korea. They're a centralized bank. We got Standard Bank, centralized bank in South Africa. So they're essentially in every industry, in every sector. It's been rumored that Walmart is going to be partnered with them, though that has not been released. That's been some rumors being circulated due to some search volumes related to hashgraph coming out of Arkansas, and I think it's an interesting case. But I'll throw it out saying that's speculation right now. That is not confirmed. These are all the confirmed partners, though. I mean, already in and of itself, you see massive. And why is that important? It's because all of these companies, since it's a decentralized organization, that's important because each one of these individual players, when they have large amounts of data that they need to verify, the hashgraph is a public network that any person can see that hashgraph and they can verify and validate that data. So all of these companies coming together, it's in their best interest for HBAR and for Hedera to be that decentralized, for also the coin price to be stable and predictable. Now in the future, it's definitely going to go up in value, but it's important because you see here the decentralized governance, which is ultimately the goal. Some people say they're not truly decentralized yet, but nothing really is. Sometimes things start out and you have to develop them to become fully decentralized, which is the end goal of Hedera. They're building a 100-year company. That's the direction that they're going in. So it's really important. You see here, their network is stable, unlike other blockchain networks like Solana, just recently crashing. Hedera ensures stability for end users and application owners with a no fork guarantee, meaning there's not going to be offshoots of it. There's not a way for it to just, be changed, for the code to be changed. So they are so many, like I said, so many use cases. There's a lot of them here. And there's actually I'll leave the link to this. Shout out to HBAR to the Moon on Twitter. He has a website. And you see right here, people don't realize how big Hedera is. Many will see the 2 billion transaction milestone and just moved on. HBAR is going to be in every part of the economy in the future. And if you have already figured that out, no market noise will affect your judgments. You see here, though, this actually gives you a complete a breakdown of all these use cases. Again, there's so many of them. There's so many of them that this video would be extremely long. So you see here, Alliance Block is one of them. We've talked about Alliance Block in other videos, and this is, you see here, to team up to advance the future of finance. So once you start putting these puzzle pieces together, you see, oh, well, that this is where the future's going. This is where things are moving to. Asset tokenizations on Hedera. Everything is going to be tokenized. You see every kind of asset, digital assets like never before. Public distributed ledgers that offer asset tokenizations often carry the burden of expensive and unpredictable fees, slow transaction speeds, and mutable complexity in smart contract configuration. The Hedera token service enables the configuration, minting, and management of fungible and non-fungible tokens on Hedera with ease and without needing to deploy a smart contract. Custom tokens are fast, fair, and secure as HBAR, and cost less than 1 cent US dollar to transfer. So it's already way more superior to Ethereum and other smart contracts networks that are out there. And again, let's actually pull this up. Shout out again to Zepsi on Twitter. You see here the number of transactions compared to any other network. Binance, Ethereum, Polygon, Bitcoin, Algorand, Phantom, Tesla, any other blockchain, Tezos, Litecoin, Dogecoin. I mean, nothing even compares. Nothing even compares. Again, this is a breakdown, just another breakdown of all growth fund. And this is important to know here too, because Hedera, they allocated $5 billion to a growth fund. So what this means is, like, if you're a startup or a tech company or a developer, you can apply for some HBAR. You can apply for a fund to basically get started and develop using hashgraph. So what this is right here, this means they have more money in their growth fund than any other network out here. That means they're going to attract more people. They're going to attract more opportunity. The more development you have going on your network, the more growth you're going to have, the more partnerships you're going to get. So, like I said, you can dig in more of some of these. Let's actually talk about where I feel like and where we feel like things could be going in the future. Right now, our market cap $5.5 billion. This could shoot up to a 50, 60, 80 billion dollars, pretty quickly. 12 months, even sooner than that, could see a huge difference in what's happening right now. But this is one of those at 30 cent where, again, not financial advice, but these are prices where you can get at least 5, 10, 20,000 of HBAR. Maybe more than that, maybe not quite as much as that. Again, every person's financial situation is different, and also what you're wanting to risk. But this is, for most folks, you can get a good sized bag of this, and you can hold it for as we start seeing more development, as we start seeing more adoption, as we start seeing more governing council members announced in the future. And not even that far down the road, when they start really seeing mass adoption, and once this gets more out in the public eye, Hedera is going to absolutely explode. It's going to go from 30 cent to 3, 5. This could go down the road. This could be $1 trillion asset or a multi-trillion-dollar asset. When the whole space in 2030 is, who knows, a very large number of trillions of dollars, 50, 100, $200 trillion. Something like Hedera, that is the trust layer of the internet, could definitely be worth $1 trillion. Could definitely be worth $2 trillion. What would $2 trillion? This today it seems kind of crazy. Like, wow, that's $2 trillion. But in 10 years, could Hedera be from 30 cent? Could it be operating at a point where a large chunk of assets are tokenized? And if we know, hey, they're developing to be a 100-year company, they're partnered with Google, they're partnered with IBM, they're partnered with these large companies. Do you think they're gonna be partnered with somebody or partnered with a company that is not going to be going and making moves to the future? So I feel like people that say, oh, Hedera is not good, you're just not getting it. You're just not getting it. But to each their own. So I feel like this is definitely worth digging into. Again, we could go way on more, but the video would be way longer than 20 minutes. And wanted to go ahead and just get this wrapped up. We'll be doing more updates on Hedera. Like I said, I've been in it a while. I'm super excited about it. This is I've been wanting to do a video on this for a while. So if you're still watching after 20, 21, 22 minutes, thank you. Really appreciate all of you. We're pretty much at 1,000 subscribers in a really short amount of time. So from the bottom of my being, really appreciate all of you watching these videos and watching me rant and talk about crypto, because look, it's really changing our lives. This will change our futures. And right now, like, anybody who gets in on the right projects, I keep saying projects, but the right companies, the opportunities are going to be just leaps and bounds above your peers, above everybody. You'll be able to help your friends. You'll be able to help your family. You won't be a burden on society. You'll be able to actually do good for yourself and other people. So that's why we want to build wealth. That's why wealth is good. So Hedera could be part of that strategy for you. So research it, dig into it. There's a lot of information. I'll leave some links in the articles, like I said. But like I said, this could be something where, in not really that long amount of time, it could be at $1 trillion, $2 trillion. We could see $5, $10, $20, $50 Hedera within just a handful of years. So with that being said, we'll go ahead and wrap the video up at that. Thanks for watching. Leave a like. It really helps the channel grow. It really, really does help the channel grow. And now that I'm at 1,000, shooting for more, obviously, but I want to make sure that we're delivering the best news to you, especially if you're newer to crypto, so you're not wasting your time. I want to deliver to you so you can get what you need to know, and get on with your day. So thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next video.